Chapter 13, Sleep. Nature's Elixir of Life. The second building block of our rest pyramid is sleep. Every night, if we are lucky, we take part in one of the great mysteries of biology called sleep. Sleep is a natural state of rest for the mind and body. Sleep is anabolic, repairing and building the mind and body. A growing understanding of sleep. Until the early 1950s, most people thought of sleep as a passive, dormant part of our lives. Today, we now know that our brains and many parts of the body are very active during sleep. It's like a bunch of elves come out at night to repair and make new again. When we sleep, the body collapses and the brain tunes out most sights and sounds. Muscles become somewhat paralyzed and hormones come out to play. The digestive system begins the process of cleaning itself, and the brain takes out the trash. Although scientists are still trying to learn exactly why humans need sleep, we know for certain that sleep is necessary for every cell in the human body. Without sleep, we cannot survive. Learning about sleep loss the hard way. The year was 1982. The alarm went off. The time was 2:30 a.m. I climbed out of bed, walked into the shower with my eyes glued shut, dried off, dressed quickly, grabbed my lunchbox, and off to work I went. One of my first jobs out of college was driving a bread truck for butternut bread. Yes, it was true. I was driving a bread truck selling white bread along with Dolly Madison cakes and cupcakes. Each day looked the same. I would wake up at 2:30 a.m., and return home around 6 p.m. after 15 straight hours of nonstop movement. I was in the prime of my physical life, fit, strong, and energetic. But within just a few short months, my body started to break down. I lost weight, and I lost the desire to exercise and play. I was totally exhausted, and I lost my juice. Unfortunately, finding another job at this time was tough, and my work schedule from hell continued for over a year. This job really beat me up, so much so that after I left butternut bread, it took me the next 6 months to get my sleep and my life back to normal. Out of the 20 drivers I worked with, many are gone today. If you asked what killed most of these men, there is no doubt in my mind that it was lack of recovery and, most importantly, lack of sleep. The importance of sleep, the nervous system. Sleep is essential for our nervous system to work properly. Too little sleep leaves us drowsy and impairs concentration, memory, and physical performance. If sleep deprivation continues, hallucinations and mood swings develop. Most sleep experts believe sleep gives our neurons a chance to shut down and repair. Without sleep, neurons become so depleted in energy and build up toxins that they begin to malfunction. The boy who stayed awake for 11 days. In 1963, San Diego high school students Randy Gardner and Bruce McAllister decided to break the world record for staying awake as a science fair project. The record at the time was held by a DJ who had managed to stay awake for over 260 hours, or just under 11 days. Gardner and McAllister quickly realized that only one of them should try to stay awake, while the other would help them stay awake. So they flipped a coin, and Gardner was the lucky one selected to go without sleep. As time went on, they brought in another friend to help keep Gardner awake. Sleep researcher William DeMont from Stanford also joined in to report his findings. After 11 days and 25 minutes, Gardner broke the world record. Afterward, Gardner slept for 14 hours and woke up feeling fine, so he thought. Going without sleep for over 264 hours had not done him any harm, or had it? A psychiatrist who examined and monitored Gardner reported otherwise. By day 2, Gardner had trouble with his eyes. By day 4, Gardner started hallucinating and became paranoid. His memory was fragmented and his speech slurred. Gardner recovered afterwards, but while it lasted, this experiment had seriously affected his brain. The Guinness Book of World Records, no longer accepts sleep deprivation records, and thank goodness. Obviously, this is an extreme example of sleep deprivation, but we now know that lack of sleep destroys the mind and the body. Brain health. Sleep is necessary for a healthy brain. It is during stage 4, called REM sleep, rapid eye movement, that the brain has time to repair and take out the trash. As the day goes on, amyloid plaque begins to build up in the brain. This may lead to an array of brain diseases. Getting enough REM sleep allows the brain enough time for the lymphatic system to clean and remove amyloid plaque. We have to ask the question, why are Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and many other forms of dementia rising so quickly around the world? Are researchers asking the right questions? Are they focusing on the role of sleep in these diseases? Growth and repair. Sleep is essential for growth and repair. It is during stage 3 of deep sleep that our building hormones come out to play. These building hormones are essential for cellular growth and repair, making the body young again. Unfortunately, high levels of stress and the lack of sleep are leading to an epidemic of hormonal problems. If we want to balance our healthy hormones, we must value our sleep. Immune system. Sleep has a huge impact on the immune system, which protects the body from outside invaders. Neurons that control sleep interact closely with the immune system. As anyone who has had the flu knows, infectious diseases make us sleepy. Cytokines, the chemicals our immune system produces while fighting an infection, are powerful sleep-inducing chemicals. Sleep helps the body conserve energy and other resources to help the immune system do its job. Another way sleep impacts the immune system is through the gut. Did you know that 80 to 90% of the immune system lives in the gut? The intestines are the home to a large concentration of microorganisms that make up what is known as the microbiome. The microbiome is in a constant communication with the brain and our central nervous system, helping regulate hormonal production, appetite, digestion, metabolism, mood, stress response, and the immune system function. The microbiome produces and releases many of the sleep-influencing neurotransmitters such as dopamine, GABA, serotonin, and melatonin, which is also produced by the brain. Our microbiome is regulated by our circadian rhythm, our body clock. When circadian rhythms are disrupted, the health and functioning of the microbiome suffers. Weight control. The amount and quality of sleep plays an important role in weight control. The body produces two opposing hormones that help control energy balance. Leptin and ghrelin are directly influenced by sleep or lack of it. When the body gets enough quality sleep, it releases leptin, which creates a feeling of satiety. On the other hand, when the body is deprived of sleep, it releases ghrelin, which initiates a feeling of hunger, triggering the desire to eat, and in many cases, to overeat. Overnight therapy. What can we do about the problem that is bothering us? Sleep on it has always been fantastic advice. Sleep is one of nature's greatest gifts, releasing the burden of some of life's greatest challenges. I think we've all experienced taking that magical elevator into sleep. We wake up the next morning and our troubles from the day before do not seem as bad. Sleep makes everything better. Sleep is extremely powerful in keeping us feeling and being our best. Rhythm of sleep. For an activity that we all participate every 24 hours, most of us know very little about sleep. Let's take a deeper dive in how we sleep. Circadian rhythm and melatonin. Circadian rhythms are the body's internal clock, determining wakefulness and sleep. It is our circadian rhythm that controls body temperature, heart rate, and hormonal regulation. Creating a consistent sleep pattern is critical for maintaining a healthy circadian rhythm. If we constantly change the time we go to bed or get up, it is very difficult for the body to find its rhythm and release melatonin at the right time. This is one reason we feel jet lag when changing time zones or exhaustion on Monday mornings after staying up too late over the weekend. Melatonin is known as the hormone of darkness, and it is in the darkness that cues up us to go to sleep. I never have to tell my dog Floyd when to go to sleep. When the sun goes down, Floyd winds down. Melatonin plays an important role in regulating our circadian rhythm. It winds the body down to a more lethargic and sleep-ready state. Without melatonin, it would be impossible to achieve a relaxed and restful night of sleep. Some melatonin is produced in the pineal gland of the brain and comes out at night. To stimulate melatonin, we need to turn off the lights. Melatonin loves the dark. This is one reason why we should avoid electronics prior to bed. Electronics, blue light, or anything that gets the mind racing may stimulate the stress hormone cortisol, which shuts down melatonin production. Melatonin is also produced in the gut. This is a big reason why people who have an unhealthy diet may have trouble sleeping. They may not be producing enough melatonin. Taking synthetic melatonin is not the answer to get us to sleep. Most commercial melatonin products are offered at dosages much higher than are naturally produced in the body. Taking a typical dose of melatonin, 1 to 3 milligrams, may elevate blood melatonin levels 1 to 20 times higher than normal. To improve melatonin production, turn off the lights and clean up our diet. Sleep pressure. Sleep pressure also determines wakefulness and sleep. Sleep pressure is created by the sleep-promoting chemical adenosine. Adenosine is a key mediator of sleep homeostasis. Adenosine continues to build up in the brain every minute of the day that we are awake. The longer we are awake, the more adenosine accumulates in the brain, creating pressure to go to sleep. Unfortunately, in today's fast-paced, frenetic world, our circadian rhythms, melatonin production, and sleep pressure can be compromised or destroyed. We mask or block our body's desire to sleep with too much light, too much work, too much caffeine, and too many electronics. All lead to broken or little sleep. Sleep cycles. During sleep, the human body travels through 4 stages of sleep. These stages progress from falling asleep to stage 4 rapid eye movement. And then we start it all over again. Each sleep cycle takes approximately 90 to 110 minutes to complete. A night of great sleep includes 4 to 5 cycles. Broken sleep may only include 2 to 3 cycles, with very little REM sleep. Stage 1, falling asleep. Stage 1 is a transition to sleep. We've all experienced the feeling of falling or twitching while sitting in a meeting, flying in an airplane, or even in a movie theater. This is when we are on the edge of sleep. We drift into stage 1 of sleep within 5 to 10 minutes. Heart rate and breathing begin to slow down. Awareness of where we are gradually fades, and the body may begin to twitch now and then. Stage 2, light sleep. As the body slowly moves into stage 2, the twitching slows down, and heart rate and breathing slow it down even more. Body temperature and brain waves begin to change. Stage 2 takes up half of our sleep time each night. Stages 1 and 2 very quickly set us up for stage 3, our state of hibernation or deep sleep. Stage 3, deep sleep. In deep sleep, extremely slow brain waves begin to appear. There is no rapid eye movement or muscle activity. It is very difficult to wake someone during deep sleep. Deep sleep is when the body goes into full swing to build, heal, and repair itself. Our building and sex hormones all become very busy building and repairing the damage done by the rigors of the day. Stage 4, rapid eye movement or REM sleep. As we move into REM sleep, our breathing becomes rapid, irregular, and shallow. Our eyes jerk rapidly in all directions, and the muscles of our limbs are temporarily paralyzed. Heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, and males develop erections. It is during REM sleep that we dream. Our first REM sleep stage usually occurs about 70 to 90 minutes after we fall asleep. The first cycle of sleep contains very little REM sleep and long periods of deep sleep. As the night progresses, REM sleep periods get longer and deep sleep periods get shorter. By the morning hours, people spend nearly all their sleep time in stages 1, 2, and REM sleep. During REM sleep, the brain is in full repair and cleaning mode, allowing the lymphatic system to heal, build, and take out the trash that has built up throughout the day. If we sleep 4, 5, or even 6 hours a night, we limit the amount of time we spend in REM sleep. If we normally get up at 6 a.m., but decide to interrupt our normal REM sleep by getting up at 4 a.m. to work out or to prepare for an important meeting, we have not only lost 2 hours or 25% of our sleep time, but we have also lost 60 to 85% of our REM sleep. Ouch. The brain needs this necessary time to clean, build, and repair. One reason why it is so important to get 7.5 to 8.5 hours of sleep is to be sure we get enough REM sleep. By sleeping 8 hours every night, we may double the amount of REM sleep that is so essential for a healthy and happy brain. I thought this was kind of fun. Sleep needs as we age. Sleep is really necessary for optimal health, growth, and performance as we age. How much do we need? Infants, 14 to 17 hours. Babies, 12 to 16 hours. Toddlers, 11 to 14 hours. Children, 10 to 13 hours. Teenagers, 8 to 12 hours. Adults and seniors, 7 to 9 hours. During our developmental years, we need much more sleep. Our infants and babies sleep a lot, and they should. Toddlers, children, and teenagers also need a great deal of sleep, sometimes up to 14 hours a night. Adults and seniors need their sleep too. I know how good I feel when I get my 8 hours of sleep. The thought that older adults simply need less sleep as they age is a myth. There are many scientific findings that support the fact that older adults need just as much sleep as they did in midlife. Unfortunately, in many cases, they are simply less able to create that sleep. Here's a few questions for you. How many hours of sleep do you get on a typical night? Is your sleep restful or is your sleep broken? For adults, including seniors, the greatest performance enhancement drug in the world is not just sleep, but 8 hours of quality sleep. Fun facts. Sleep is crucial for humans, but sleep is also important to the entire animal kingdom. Every animal from whales to sloths and even insects exhibit sleep-like behavior. Giraffes sleep very little, sometimes less than 30 minutes a day. Elephants sleep 4 hours a day. Sloths, 10 hours. Lions and tigers, 15 hours. And the brown bat, more than 20 hours a day. That brown bat must have a grueling schedule the other 4 hours of the day. The length of sleep varies widely from creature to creature, but they all need their sleep. When to sleep. One of the keys to getting a better night's sleep is to go to bed and wake up at the same time on a consistent basis. Each person must find his or her own circadian rhythm. I remember as kids, my brother Nick would sleep until noon on the weekends, and I was up with the birds. Nick would go to bed after midnight, and I was in bed when the sun went down. If Nick had to get up early in the morning, he was a grouch. If I stayed up too late, I would turn into a pumpkin. What was behind these completely different sleep schedules? It was our chronotypes. A chronotype is a person's circadian rhythm defined by differences in activity and alertness in the morning and evening. Are you a morning person, or are you a night owl, or something in between? Knowing our chronotype may help us to understand how our body clock works and how we can synchronize our sleep patterns to line up with our activities for greater productivity. There are 4 different chronotypes: larks, bears, owls, and dolphins. Lark chronotype. Larks like to rise early in the morning. Larks may easily wake up before dawn and are at their best until noon. Typically, larks like to wind down in the early evening and fall asleep between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Bear chronotype. Most people fall into the bear chronotype. That would be me. Bears sleep and wake according to the sun. Bears wake easily and fall asleep with no problem. Bears are most productive until 2 p.m. Owl chronotype. The owl chronotype often has trouble waking up in the morning. This would be my brother Nick. Owls dread activities in the morning. Owls like to go to bed after midnight and prefer to awake late morning. They are their most productive from noon to 4 p.m. and again after 6 p.m. While most people are winding down from the day, the owl may be getting his or her second wind. Dolphin chronotype. If you have trouble following any sleep schedule, then you may be a dolphin. Sleep is difficult for dolphins. They often do not get enough sleep due to their sensitivity to disturbing factors like light and noise. Dolphins may also get stuck into a cycle of worrying about not getting enough sleep, which causes them to stay awake. If you find your mind racing at night, put a notebook or pencil on your nightstand and write down your worries so you can get back to sleep. Identifying your chronotype can provide greater insight into your sleep and wake cycles as well as peak productivity time. What chronotype are you? How sleep has changed. Within the space of a mere 100 years, human beings have abandoned their biological need for adequate sleep, a need that evolution has spent millions of years perfecting. As a result, lack of sleep is creating havoc to our health, our performance, and our life expectancy. Sleep and light. Thomas Edison's invention of the electric light bulb in 1879 has been called the most important invention since man made fire. The light bulb helped establish social order after sundown, extended the workday, and allowed us to navigate and travel safely in the dark. Without the light bulb, there would be no nightlife. Prior to the invention of the light bulb, people slept on average of 10 hours a night. Today, that number has shrunk to less than 6.5 hours per night. Ouch. I'm tired just thinking about this. When our activities were no longer limited by the day's natural light, our sleep habits began to change, and change they did. Satellite photos of the Earth taken at night now show that every major city around the world is lit up by artificial light. Our cities never get a chance to sleep. I do not think any of us wants to live in the dark, but maybe, just maybe, we can learn something from history and learn to respect sleep once again. Today, the sleep industry has become big business, not only in the United States, but also around the world. The use of prescription and over-the-counter sleep medication continues to skyrocket. Pillows, mattresses, sheets, blackout shades, sound machines, temperature-controlled mattress pads, and sleep apps are all gobbled up in our quest to get a better night of sleep. But is it working? I think most of us have experienced what a good night of sleep feels like and its impact of how we perform the following day. We all have nights when we do not sleep as well, especially as we age. Life can be challenging. Maybe there are too many demands on our time, and we cannot get to bed early enough. Maybe we cannot shake off some of the troubled thoughts. Whatever it is, our quality of sleep can suffer now and then. An occasional night of poor sleep is not the problem. What I see in my profession is an epidemic of chronic sleep issues. A night of sleep medications. We have a serious problem in the United States when it comes to our sleep, evidenced by the explosion of prescription sleep medications. Many years ago, while staying at a hotel in Denver, Colorado, a fire alarm went off at 3 a.m. As I left my room, I could see that many people on the floor could hardly walk. They looked like a bunch of zombies. This situation was serious, so I quickly grabbed a few people and carried them down the stairs to the outside door. Thank goodness our hotel was only 3 stories high. I began to notice that many of these people were drugged up from sleep medications. It was not just a few people, but many of them. Everyone got out safely, but I never realized how many people feel the need to take a sleep medication to fall asleep and stay asleep. The power of sleep. In my work, I ask people about their sleep. I seldom hear that they get a solid 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Most often people report getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep. The list of reasons why they do not get their sleep never ends. They have to get up early to exercise, to get ready for work, and to get the kids off to school. When I ask what time they go to bed, they often report 11 p.m. or midnight because they have work to do, need time to unwind, want to watch TV, or get on their phone or electronics. Many say they do fine on 5 hours of sleep. Most believe that in order to get ahead in life, they need to steal some time, and the only place to find the time is to cut back on their sleep. In an 1889 interview with Scientific America, Thomas Edison claimed he slept no more than 4 hours a night. And apparently he enforced the same practice among his employees. Jack Dorsey, the founder of both Square and Twitter, once said he spends up to 10 hours a day at each company. If so, I wonder what he does with the other 4 hours. This type of thinking continues to grow in our work culture. How does someone who sleeps 3 to 4 hours a night compete with someone who sleeps 8 hours a night? They don't. If the goal is to increase performance in all aspects of life, including work, getting enough quality sleep is foundational to sustainable performance and health. Stealing time from sleep destroys the mind and the body. Lack of sleep is one of the fastest ways to age the human body. Poor sleep can lead to many health-related problems such as heart disease, cancer, hormonal imbalances, obesity, headaches, high blood pressure, dementia, erectile dysfunction, inflammation, joint pain, back pain, and poor energy. The answer to our sleep problems lies within all of us. With a little planning and practice, we can all learn how to sleep better. The shorter you sleep, the shorter your life. Sleep better. Unlike learning how to breathe better, eat better, and move better, we cannot just generate sleep. We cannot rush sleep. We have to let sleep unfold naturally. We must give sleep time. Sleep is a dance that we all participate in each and every night. It cannot be rushed or compromised. Now is the time to get the valuable sleep we all need and deserve. Here are a few important steps to help you sleep better. Step 1, value sleep. Not long ago, I consulted with a 63-year-old man with a variety of health challenges, including low energy, high blood pressure, acid reflux, an imbalanced cholesterol profile, low testosterone, obesity, and joint pain. When I asked him how important sleep was to him, he gave sleep a value of 4, a 4 out of 10. After a long discussion, he admitted that he had never realized what an important role sleep plays in his health. Many people do not respect the power of sleep. They may view sleep as an indulgence, or that it gets in the way of things they want to do, such as work, exercise, play, socialize, and even binge watch shows. Surely they think it does not hurt to cut back on sleep to live a longer, healthier life. It does hurt. Sleep is essential for health of our mind and our body. Sleep improves performance in all aspects of our life, whether it is on the playing field or in the boardroom. Sleep is extremely important if we want to feel and be our best. For many, sleep loss is a badge of honor, a sign that we do not require the 8-hour biological reset that most of us do. Others feel that keeping up with their peers and competitors requires a sacrifice of sleep to gain more time. This type of thinking is a fast track to aging and a decline in overall health and performance. Commit to sleep. Here's a question for you. On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the top, what value do you place on sleep? Step 2, plan your sleep. It is very interesting that people plan many things in their life, but sleep is not one of them. All new parents understand the power of developing a sleep schedule for infants. If we want our new baby to sleep, we have to develop a plan for bedtime, naps, eating, and changing diapers. If we want to sleep better, we have to have a consistent process around sleep. Here are a few questions for you about planning your sleep. Do you keep a regular sleep schedule? What time do you normally go to bed? When do you normally get up? Do you give yourself enough time to get 8 hours of sleep? What is your sleep chronotype? Keeping a regular sleep schedule is critical to maintaining a synchronized circadian rhythm and conditioning the body to expect specific sleep and wake-up times. Getting to bed at the right time is a big part of a healthy lifestyle routine. Timing is critical for consistent release of our sleep-inducing hormone, melatonin, and for our waking hormone, cortisol. Sunlight in the morning boosts natural cortisol levels to wake us up. Set up a consistent sleep schedule and do the best you can to follow your plan. Step number 3, sunlight and cod liver oil. Get more sunlight during the day. Make a point to get outside each day. Morning is especially beneficial. Facing the sun for just a few minutes each day is critical to produce the melatonin necessary to keep your circadian rhythm in sync. Sunlight exposure, along with daily consumption of cod liver oil, helps to increase vitamin D levels. Low levels of vitamin D have been directly associated with many sleep disorders. Step number 4, closing the door on stress. Stress can break us all down in so many ways. One of the biggest is how it impacts our sleep. Most of the time it starts slowly, but over time it can be a real killer. If our stress hormones are always on, the adrenals get worn down, which may lead to chronic sleep problems. Remember, if the sympathetic nervous system is on prior to bed, it will most likely keep us up. Before moving forward with more strategies on how to get a better night of sleep, the big task at hand for many of us is shutting the brain off at night. When we leave work for the day, we shut the door. But how do we shut the door in our mind? I think we've all experienced some form of rumination, when our thoughts continue to swirl around in our brain. Round and round, they go with no end in sight. It is no wonder we cannot get back to sleep. We all need to define when the day ends. We need to stop checking emails or looking at the phone. We need to protect ourselves from rumination. A great way to shut the door in our mind is to ritualize the transition to the end of our day. This can be done by doing a few simple things. Change your clothes, drink a glass of mineral water with lemon, listen to music, change the lighting, move your body, walk outside, change how you breathe, and practice stillness. More will be said in stillness in chapter 14. We all need to put up guardrails to define when the day ends. Step 5, daily movement. When I was a kid growing up in Michigan, we played outside from morning to night, only coming in the house to eat dinner. Within an hour or two, I was in bed with no prompting, no begging. Nobody ever had to tell me when to go to bed. My body was telling me it was time to go to bed. Regular movement has a way of burning up the stress hormones, allowing a calming effect post-movement or exercise. We can go for a walk, get outside, breathe the fresh air, go for a swim, or ride a bike. Get moving for a better night of sleep. Avoid intense exercise in the evening, as it may keep you awake. Improving our lifestyle can help us sleep better. Getting a good night of sleep does not have to be a thing of the past. Step 6, hydration, caffeine, and alcohol. Staying properly hydrated has a powerful impact of our overall health and our sleep. Dehydration causes the body to become acidic, thus increasing inflammation, constricting blood vessels, and depleting valuable minerals. If you are a coffee or other caffeinated beverage drinker, give yourself a caffeine curfew by 1 p.m. Consuming any type of stimulant after 1 p.m. may interfere with your sleep. I do not want to be the alcohol police, but it is important to understand that alcohol inhibits REM sleep. Having a nightcap or alcoholic beverage before sleep may help you relax, but heavy alcohol use robs us of REM sleep. Step 7, magnesium, the mineral of relaxation. Maintaining a balanced pH is important for overall health and good sleep. When blood levels are too acidic, the body depletes valuable buffering minerals such as magnesium. Magnesium, known as the relaxation mineral, helps calm the mind and the body and helps us stay asleep. Green foods are rich in magnesium along with dates, figs, raisins, bananas, cacao nibs, oatmeal, and chia seeds. One of the greatest ways to get a better night of sleep is to take an Epsom salt bath prior to bed. Dissolve 2 cups of Epsom salts in a warm bath. Soak in the bath for 10 to 15 minutes before bed. Epsom salts are high in magnesium and are also great for your muscles. Step 8. Naps. More and more organizations are recognizing the value of taking short recovery breaks during the day. These include naps. Okay, just to let the cat out of the bag, the Johnson family comes from a long line of nappers. And why not? Taking a short 5 to 15 minute nap can do wonders for the mind and the body. In the United States, a land inhabited by insomniacs, nappers may be looked upon with suspicion. In Latin countries, it is the opposite. People who do not nap are considered odd. In Italy, Spain, and the south of France, napping is a sacred, post-lunch, digestive ritual observed by all, except tourists. I do not recommend napping late in the afternoon if it interferes with sleep. If you feel drowsy during the day, take a short nap and leave the guilt in the garbage. Step 9. Sleep environment. One of the keys to getting a better night's sleep at home or on the road is creating a great sleep environment. Start by making your room completely dark. If this is challenging, buy some eye shades or blackout shades. Exposure to excessive light at night, including use of electronics, can disrupt your sleep or exacerbate sleep disorders, especially in children and adolescents. Any light at night can be disruptive and suppress our sleep hormone, melatonin. Second, make your sleep environment quiet. For many people, some type of relaxing sound or white noise machine can be extremely helpful in drowning out noise. Third, make your sleep environment cool. Cool temperatures play a huge role in stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, making the body slow down and relax. Decrease the temperature in the bedroom to 65 degrees or less. I personally use a cooling mattress pad, which allows me to control the temperature without having to turn my bedroom into an igloo. Lastly, put several important things on your nightstand. Water to keep you hydrated, a small notebook, and a pen to write down anything that is keeping you up, and books to read to help you relax and quiet your mind. Lastly, put the phone away. Creating an ideal sleep environment can have a huge impact on the quality of your sleep. Step number 10. Breathing and progressive muscle relaxation. Often the reason we cannot fall asleep, sleep peacefully, or sleep soundly through the night is mental or physical tension. If we can completely relax mentally and physically before falling asleep, we will always have restful sleep. Coupling breathing exercises with progressive muscle relaxation therapy joins 2 powerful practices to quiet the mind and relax the body. Sleep exercises. Breathing is a key element in relaxation. Sleep exercises take advantage of the breathing process to help you get to sleep and also help you sleep more restfully. This exercise should be done with diaphragmatic breathing, not chest breathing. Follow the directions closely, but focus on the breath, not the counting. Very few people are able to finish this exercise before they fall asleep. Practice this exercise every night until you have trained yourself to fall asleep within 5 breaths. Breathe yourself to sleep exercise. This exercise is based on exhaling for twice as long as you inhale. Use a comfortable breath count of 6 to 3 or 8 to 4. You are not trying to empty or fill the lungs completely. The breathing ratio of 2 to 1 should be effortless. Pay attention to your breath. There should be no stops, pauses, or shakiness during either the inhalation or the exhalation. Minimize the pause between inhalation and exhalation. Begin with 8 breaths, 2 to 1, lying on your back. Then take 16 breaths, 2 to 1, lying on your right side. Finish with 32 breaths, 2 to 1, lying on your left side. There may be times when the mind is still too preoccupied to sleep peacefully. If you are still awake, repeat the exercise one more. Then focus on smooth 2-to-1 breathing until you fall asleep. Progressive muscle relaxation. The purpose of this exercise is to allow the sympathetic nervous system to relax. Lay on your back. Start with the muscles in your toes. Contract these muscles for 15 seconds and then release them. Then move up to your ankles, contracting them for 15 seconds and release. Continue moving up the body to your calves, then your hamstrings, your quadriceps, your buttocks, your back, your arms, your hands, fingers, and face, contracting and releasing the muscles as you go. Contract the muscles of each area of the body for 15 seconds. You will get the hang of this with practice. Repeat if necessary. Breath work and progressive muscle relaxation are extremely helpful for a better night of sleep. Sleep essentials. Big picture. You have the power to get a better night of sleep. Sleep is essential for life. Sleep is a natural state of rest for the mind and the body. Sleep is anabolic, repairing and building the mind and the body. Prior to the invention of the light bulb, people slept on average of 10 hours a night. Today, that number has shrunk to less than 6.5 hours per night. The greatest performance enhancement gift to your mind and body is 8 hours of restful sleep. Ask yourself, how many hours of sleep do you average per night? Is your sleep restful or is your sleep broken? How much value do you place on your sleep? What is your chronotype? How does knowing this change your thinking about sleep? Small steps. Value your sleep. Develop a plan to get 8 hours of sleep per night. Get a daily dose of sunlight, vitamin D, and cod liver oil. Have a rigid end to your day to close the door on stress. Move your body daily. Stay hydrated throughout the day and limit alcohol and caffeine consumption. Take an Epsom salt bath at night. Take a nap if needed. Turn the thermostat down in the bedroom to 60 to 65 degrees. And lastly, practice diaphragmatic breathing and muscle relaxation strategies.